All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we are laser focused on part 9 of the Comprehensive AI Financial Bubble Report, looking specifically at expected outcomes. Why? Because if current investment trends actually pop, you're going to want to know exactly where the blast radius hits hardest and what the eventual recovery actually looks like. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the tech sector winners and losers, then the data center overhang, followed by the financial sector ripple effects. After that, we'll map out Phase 2, industry consolidation, and finally, Phase 3, AI reconstruction. All right, Part 1, tech sector winners and losers, assessing the blast radius. Okay, look at the stark contrast here. We've got two main camps. On one side, the most vulnerable. And guys, we're talking about a literal existential threat here. If the music stops, they don't have a clear competitive moat to survive. On the flip side, we have the moderately at-risk crowd. These companies are definitely going to take a hit to their revenue, no doubt about it, but structurally, they're totally solid enough to weather the storm. So who's actually in that most vulnerable danger zone? Well, the report points straight at AI pure plays that literally have no path to near-term profitability. I mean, think about startups out there being valued at like 50 to 100 times their forward revenue. And a lot of them, they're basically just GPT-4 API wrappers. They don't actually own any underlying tech. But hey, it's not just the software guys. This highly vulnerable category also includes overextended data center REITs, real estate investment trusts, and companies that took a massive gamble by issuing convertible debt specifically to fund AI infrastructure. If those bets don't pay off, that debt becomes a giant anchor pulling them under. Now, what about the moderately at-risk group? Take NVIDIA, for instance. Sure, if the big tech hyperscalers suddenly pull back on their spending, their CapEx rationalization, NVIDIA's revenue is going to drop significantly. But the long-term demand for computing power, that's not going anywhere, so they'll survive. Then you've got the hyperscalers themselves. They might face some really ugly write-downs on all that massive infrastructure they just bought, but their core underlying businesses are perfectly sound. And lastly, the hardware giants, the AI semiconductor suppliers like TSMC and SK Hynix. They'll face a sharp reduction in demand, but again, they are survivors, not casualties. Moving on to Part 2, the data center overhang, physical infrastructure fallout. To really grasp the physical fallout of an AI correction, we need to talk about stranded assets. In this context, the report defines these as massive, physical pieces of infrastructure built at an enormous cost, but suddenly, they generate insufficient revenue to even justify their own existence. Picture this: sprawling, power-hungry server farms humming away, but with literally zero paying customers actually utilizing the compute. And you know what's crazy? We've seen this exact movie before. The report draws a totally fascinating parallel to the late 90s telecom boom. Back then, companies spent billions laying down ridiculous amounts of fiber optic cable, expecting this massive, immediate surge in internet traffic. But when the dot-com bubble burst, what happened? Much of that cable just sat there, totally dark and unused, for years. I mean, it eventually became essential infrastructure, right? But in the short term, it was the ultimate stranded asset. And that's exactly what could happen with these billion-dollar AI data centers. Which brings us to Part 3, financial sector ripple effects, the broader economy. So how does this hit the broader economy? Well, big financial players like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and BlackRock are sitting on a fascinating dual exposure. First, the bad news: they face direct, short-term losses on AI-related stocks and the mountain of debt they've issued for all this infrastructure. But weirdly enough, there's a huge silver lining here. If a market correction slows down AI deployment, it actually buys these incumbents time. It pushes back the long-term threat of AI completely automating their own financial workflows. So yes, they're definitely going to take some painful write-downs on their balance sheets, but structurally, there's absolutely no existential risk to them. Let's look ahead to Part 4, Phase 2, industry consolidation, spanning from 2027 to 2029. Because look, a bubble bursting isn't just doom and gloom, it forces a necessary market reset. The report maps out this post-correction timeline starting in 2027, which kicks off Phase 2 consolidation. This transitions us away from the immediate pain of the crash. Then, by 2029, we enter Phase 3, reconstruction. And finally, by 2032, the report anticipates the realization of AI's true Web 2.0 moment. It's basically a structural timeline of healing, absorption, and eventual explosive growth. Let's zoom in on Phase 2, those consolidation years between 2027 and 2029. We're going to see 4 specific steps here. Step 1, a heavy wave of M&A, mergers and acquisitions, as the weaker AI vendors just get swallowed up. Step 2, remember those stranded assets, the dark data centers? They are going to be aggressively repurposed or snapped up on the cheap. Step 3. The companies that actually survive this phase will be the ones proving clear, undeniable ROI. And step 4, this is the really cool part. Everyday enterprise AI deployment will actually speed up. Why? Because infrastructure costs will crash, and a massive pool of top-tier tech talent will suddenly be back on the job market. And that sets the stage perfectly for Part 5. Phase 3, AI Reconstruction, from 2029 to 2032. This is where we finally see AI live up to its initial technological promise. Between 2029 and 2032, a totally new generation of AI-native companies is going to emerge, and they'll be building their businesses on all that cheap, commoditized infrastructure left over from the bubble era. This is the exact window where agentic AI, AI that can actually go off and execute complex tasks autonomously, finally becomes truly enterprise-ready. We're talking massive scale deployments across incredibly complex, heavily regulated spaces like healthcare, law, and finance. The applications built on the ashes of the bubble will finally realize their transformative value. Which leaves us with a pretty wild thought to chew on. Think back to the dot-com crash. Out of that absolute wreckage came the digital behemoths that completely run today's internet. So as we approach AI's very own Web 2.0 moment, where real sustainable value is finally unlocked, we have to ask, which future trillion-dollar company is being quietly built right now, just hiding in the shadows of the current bubble? Thanks for joining me for this explainer. It's a crazy reminder of how financial history loves to repeat itself, just with newer tech. Keep learning and keep looking at the data.